Well, I want to feel good about part of it, and I want to feel lousy about part of it. Um, I thought our defense, for the most part, other than the ball screen defense of a couple of our bigs, was phenomenal. Um, Guards played hard. Some guys stepped up well. I had a couple guys that just didn't do the job, and I thought Cassius Winston took a big step in the right direction. But as I told him on the bench, um, it's like any other sport you're in. If one guy doesn't do his job, it makes the other guy look bad. And sometimes, you know, on those high ball screens, we just struggled a little bit. When we did it right, we were awesome. It was disappointing in our shooting, and you know, it's a shame because I thought we had some good shots. I was really pleased with our rebounding. I was really pleased with, some of our assists and some of our passes. It was great to get to the free throw line that much. But on the other side of it, it can be deceiving. Points you score can be deceiving. You got to play a complete game, and that's the only part. I got a couple guys that I didn't think played both ends, so we'll try to correct that. The team we played, we watched them on film. You read the stuff on them. I talked to their coach after. I mean, he likes his team, thinks he has a good chance to be good. So maybe I'm not giving our guys enough credit. I thought we did a pretty good job. They hit some threes, but I said they'd take 25 to 30. They took 29 threes and hit a couple at the end. Or otherwise, I think we would have held them to 30%, and we were at 31 field goals, and we gave up a few at the end, which really bothers me that guys that don't get a chance to play as much go in there and don't play as hard as I think they could play. So I guess I'm happy about some of it, not very happy about the other, but I'm ready to move on. We got a big game on Tuesday after our big game tomorrow, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So questions, take them.
Tom Jaron, double-double in his first game as a freshman. Clearly he is a freshman, but can you just give us your quick assessment?
I was really impressed by Jaron because for the most part he handled the ball screens. A couple times he went brain dead, what freshmen are going to do. But I had some sophomores and juniors that, did worse. He had 4 blocks, but I thought he had about 4 others that were intimidated. Really, 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 and I should have let off. I mean, to only take 6 shots, but go 9 for 10 from the line, so we got him the ball a lot. 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, and 4 blocks. That's a monumental day. And, Miles getting 15 and 10, and those guys played 25 and 27 and 22 minutes, so it wasn't like they played a ton of minutes. But I was very pleased with Jaren Jackson, both that he could step to the line and do what he did. He handled most of the defensive assignments pretty well. A couple times, as I said, forgot. But considering it was his first game, I'd grade him very, very high on what he did and what he did for our team.
Tom, you went with Ben Carter pretty early, and he's a guy obviously coming off a knee. And the way he sees the game, he seems like a guy maybe you trust what he sees on the floor.
Well, I do, but that's going to be one of the problems that everybody's going to have right now, wondering who I'm going to play and what I'm going to play, because I don't know either. Ben he can only go so many minutes. Gavin actually played pretty good considering the minutes. Though that was a lot for him tonight, 16. Ben is going to work his way in, and Kenny's been playing pretty good, but he struggled to find the classroom a couple days. A very good student. So if you want to ask him why he didn't play the first half, I'll give you the answer so you know the answer before you ask him. We got some people there. I mean, Xavier came in and did a very good job, and then lost a little focus. I know when you're up big that you're going to lose some focus, but I also know that if you're trying to make a team, or you're trying to get better, or you're trying to improve, or you should be able to focus in if you're not tired, and we weren't tired. So that was the only part of it that was disappointing. And yet Ben Carter is, you're right, he's a guy that understands the game. He can play in the middle of that zone. He can do some things. Struggling to move his feet a little bit and his confidence yet, but this is going to take a couple of weeks for him and Gavin and then for us to learn how to play. And that's, I'd say, one of the reasons for the turnovers, because we had different people in different spots sometimes trying to play those guys. But, like McQuaid, I mean, at least when he turned it over, he really played well on the other end. But some of those passes were strange.
Tom, Miles seemed like he was really deferring early on. At one point, he turned down a shot and set up Tum Tum, who was outscoring him for a moment, and then kind of showed his array of offensive skills just
Yeah.
last night.
And he missed a couple too, and he missed a couple of rebounds that he had in his hands and knocked out, or he would have had a monster night. But it's pretty cool when a guy can defer a little bit and trying to get other people involved. And I liked how Miles played tonight. I wish he would have gone up two hands on a couple of those dunks, and we had a couple guys that went up one hand, and we got a little sloppy, and so that made me not happy. But Miles, what I like about Miles, he can take it. He can take what you give him, and that's why he's going to be a great player.
Tom, that stretch run in that first half where you guys pulled away, I guess, did you see some positive things to take away from the defense at that point?
Yeah. I was going to say they were on 13, it would seem like, I don't know what the minutes were, but a very long time, and they missed some shots, but our defense was pretty good, I thought we had hands up and we moved our feet pretty good, and, that's a hard team to cover. I mean, they've got four guys that can shoot it, sometimes five, and so that'll be a good experience for us, We just keep going with these different kinds of teams. It seems like nobody's the same. Everybody's is a lot different, And when you got a team that can shoot it like they can shoot it, and DJ came in the locker room before the game and said, "My God," he thought they shot the whole daylights out of it in the first part of the warm-ups, and so that is a very positive thing because we weren't even shooting great, but we were scoring off our defense, and we weren't letting them score, and that's good, because I'm telling you, that team's going to win a lot of games in that league, I think. And like I always do now, I'm a big fan of theirs. Get to the NCAA tournament.
When it's through this preseason, how much, if at all, have you used this Duke game as a talking point or, something to be ready for or whatever? Do you not bring it up?
I really haven't. I mean, every year, I went through my press book and I looked at who we've played and who we've gotten beat by or who we've beaten over the years. And, I mean, every preseason's the same, I mean, everybody knows that we're 1 in, I think, 100 or maybe it's 98 against them, and everybody knows that. At least I do. Every single day I do. But some of it's because they played better than us. Some of it's because they were better than us. And, they're going to be good every year. And you look at, I was watching TV today, and Miles was the 9th best freshman coming in, and they got 4 or 5 ahead of him on that team. And then they got some from last year. And then Grayson Allen, who, was the guy that turned our Final Four game around when he came in as a freshman. So very talented team, extremely big team. It'll be another different team, not your prototypical Duke team that a lot of times started 4 guards. These guys, one of the exhibition games started 4 giants and sometimes 3. So, we'll start going to work on them. I mean, it's a big game. I'm sure our players are excited about it, and I wouldn't want it any other way. But it's hard to use these games because, we got them, we got Notre Dame, we've got, maybe UConn, Oregon, North Carolina. I mean, our preseason schedule is really good. And then when you throw in a team like Oakland, who could be as good as a lot of them, there's a lot of waves. We got to worry more about how we play and what we do, but it's not just another game. But I don't think it's just another game for them either. It's going to be still one of the greatest nights of college basketball with those 4 teams playing, and I'm damn proud that we're one of the 4 that have done this year after year after year and made it one of the greatest nights of college basketball. And we've held our own in it pretty good, but we've got a major step, a major hurdle to climb here, and we're going to try to do that.
Several times and looked more aggressive today.
Mm-hmm. Josh Langford's a very, very good player. He struggled last year because of very poor conditioning and injuries, and never ran the lane last year. When I say never, I'll reiterate, he never ran the lane last year. And, we were laughing on the sidelines there for a minute. I think there was only 1 minute I laughed in the second half, but it was with Josh. And it was, wow, scoring some points running that lane, aren't you? He goes, yeah, Coach, I think it's a good thing. I said, yeah, me too, and he does look a little more aggressive. He's, trust me, he's still, we're going to come out of this little shooting thing we're in because we've been shooting it well all spring, summer, and fall. And if he does that along with taking it to the basket like he is, his defense did improve. Got a little sloppy on some of those passes, but getting to the line a little bit. I think last year, between him and Miles, I could have counted on my hands until probably the Big Ten season, the number of times they went to the line. And, Miles only got there twice tonight, but, he had 9 in one preseason game and I think 10 in one or 8 in one. So we're doing a little better job of that. 32 free throws. Again, Matt, I don't know what it was, but after 5-6 games last year, I think we were averaging about 11 free throws a game. If that. Thanks. Lie to me. You're a dookie. Lie to me. We've got, those are all positives. There were a lot of positives. The negatives, the only thing that were negative to me are things that, like I told Cassius before, I told Nick before the game, I told Miles, you got to do things that kind of give you a report card on how hard you worked on the things you weren't as good at last year. And, I thought Cassius showed a lot better defensively than he did. I thought he passed up some shots, and we didn't do a good job attacking that zone at times, and part of it was Cassius was way out. When he started working in the second half, he started hitting those threes. Right now he's shot the ball as good or better than anybody. And, Nick can't have 5 turnovers and 2 rebounds, and, so, there's some things there that's got to improve a lot. I'll just leave it at that.
Back to the Champions Classic. Do you like where it is on the calendar, or do you wish it was maybe a little bit later in December when football wasn't quite as hot and heavy? Or do you
Yeah, it's hard where it is because we never, it's easier this year than it was last year, though, because we were traveling back from Hawaii. But
Let's talk more about for college basketball. Do you like it kind of early where it is? Do you wish it was a little later, or?
Damn, Larry, you don't have to yell at me for it.
Just making
jeez.
sure you're clear on my questions, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm kidding you. I think it's good from the standpoint of, this is a strange week here when we play in Ohio State. I called Coach D before the game. I said, we're going to try to start it off for you tonight, and then we're going to put a little pressure on you to try to motivate us by winning tomorrow for our Tuesday game. So, it is in the middle of football, and, but what's kind of cool? What's kind of cool is they put the big thing about this game now is the committee stuff is on in between games. So maybe football finally needs basketball to get enough attention so they can get that rankings out there, So, but, it's the problem with basketball there. Right now, I think we're in a difficult time as far as would it be better in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. When you're looking now, the month of December is not an easy month for basketball because of all the bowl games and the football conference championships. So would I like a couple more games under my belt before I play that game? Yeah, but I don't know. How many times have we played in that? And what's our record? 3-3. Hasn't been all bad, you know. So we've got 6 times we've played in it. It's been about the same time every year. And I think it is. When you can look at the second game of the year for most of us, or I think Duke plays one other game. I don't know if anybody else does. But the second game of the year, let's say for most of these 4 teams, it can be on that big a stage and talked about as the biggest night of basketball until the Final Four. I think that's pretty good. You know, I think there's got to be something good to it. So I'm cool with it, wherever it is, whenever it is, wherever it is. That's been our motto anyway.
Tom, the green jacket and open up a game in the zone, was that a tribute to Judd, and will we see the zone again later this year?
Yeah, especially when they hit that 3, I swore at Judd under my breath, looked up, and I told him what I thought of it. But you might. You know, we didn't play much later on, a lot of reasons why, but the green jacket is a tribute to him. I'm going to retire it until maybe his tribute game, but it was kind of an emotional night for me in a lot of ways, and you know, I told him I was going to do that this year, 2 weeks before he died, and so I stuck to it for one play, and the jacket, I don't know, you know, just wore it, but yeah, it was a tribute to him. Hey, you got one? You were going to ask that too? Well, you know what? For most of you writers, if you're driving down tonight, drive safely, please. And if you're driving down in the morning, drive safely. And hopefully I'll see a lot of you next Tuesday. Monday? What's Monday? No, I don't care about the press conference. I care about the game.